Hello, weary traveler. I'm not sure what strange magic must have brought you here, but you have stepped into a realm of my creation. A sprawling city filled with danger and glory, and most importantly, lots of gold. I call it Isla Numus. Who am I, you might ask? The name is Jarjin, and I'm the patron deity of gambling. Long story short, this group of idiots, or as you may call them, heroes, made a bet with me that they had what it took to make a vast trove of gold, but left some of the key details blank, so I filled them in myself. I sent them to this pocket dimension, into the city I had created with brand new bodies they'd have to attune to. Can these fools pass my test, or will they be trapped here forever? So, experience my world of trials and tribulations, and join alongside this posse of pitiful people, or as I like to call them, the criminals of Isla Numus.
And welcome back to another episode of Criminals of Isla Numus. I mostly got it that one. I got it. That was a good 90%. Welcome back to another episode. With me today is all the usual players. Feel free to introduce yourselves, usual players. Dave, you want to kick us off?
Dave here playing Maki in the body of some bird guy.
That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah, Quinn here, playing Little Sauce, Feather McGregor. Just found out my whole world isn't real. Really depressed right now. Probably gonna do some crazy stuff.
That's true. Now, the two of you that just introduced yourselves, your characters just leveled up. After last time, you both had some money on hand, and you decided to upscale your leveling. Did you get anything interesting from that?
I got some stuff for sure, and that stuff includes... my hit points went up.
Your hit points went up.
And then some other stuff that I'm not familiar with because I don't play this very often.
So you're essentially a war mage. You got some kind of a tactical... It's on the next...
Oh, yeah, tactical wit.
Tactical wit.
Arcane deflection.
Yes, so tactical wit kind of lets you add your intelligence modifier to your initiative roll. Oh. And then what was the first one on there?
Arcane deflection.
Arcane deflection. So arcane deflection is going to let you use your reaction to do one of two things. If you are attacked and they successfully hit, you can use your reaction to essentially throw up sort of like a magical shield around you that adds +2 to your AC to possibly block them hitting you. Alternatively, the other way that you could use it is in reference to a saving throw. If someone were to cast a spell that would cause you to make a saving throw, you can add +4 to whatever you roll to try to help you save against it. So, just something to keep in mind as you go along.
Nice.
Yeah. Dave, anything that your guy got?
Oh, my health also went up.
Nice.
And got Font of Magic, so I get a couple sorcery points. I can't really use them for much yet, but
awesome.
I got them.
They're there. I liked how I said they're there, like they are there, but also like I'm cheering Dave up, like they're there.
They're there.
It's okay.
Awesome, fantastic. Jackson.
This is Jackson playing Dez, who is also in the body of some bird guy and is quickly coming to the realization that there's no such thing as a war crime if you're not in a time of war.
Fair point. The fine script.
This is Fatty. I'm playing Keto, who is trapped inside the body of a bird without feathers, i.e. a lizard man.
Ah, yes. As we all know from the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. Nothing to report on that side of things? Fatty Lumpkins?
Nothing new on the evolutionary front.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Awesome.
Not yet.
Well, come with the level up.
Exactly. You'll start gaining feathers. And all the Kenku players will start losing feathers, and that's just the big
Now
trade-off.
we find out where the feathers are coming
That's
from.
right. Cameron.
I'm Cameron. I'm playing Rorick, the non-bird, or as we call them, goblins.
I just realized that the table is literally like the non-bird people on the left side.
Yeah.
And all the Kenkus
We stand
on the
united
right side.
against these birds.
I see that. Against various bird-related meals.
Only for birds.
And watch, I'm going to get the fly spell first and just fly all over these
That's
bird,
right.
this flightless fools.
That's going to be embarrassing. Awesome. Let's jump into things. All right. So last we left off, you guys had met with this fellow. He was a bugbear going by the nickname the Slasher. Slicer. Sorry. Yes, you're right. The Slicer. He had kind of pitched some sort of job to you. Said he wants you guys to meet him in an alleyway after dark.
Part-time job, Arby's.
That's right. Yeah, if that doesn't sound sus, then I don't know what does. Whatever the case, you guys had agreed to it. Feather McGregor, a.k.a. Little Sauce, had some reservations against it. But you guys sent him out to go find the talkie-walkie stone. The god Jarjim had given you to like answer a yes or no question every single day. From the divine being that created this entire world, and you guys just kind of tossed it aside. It's fine. I'm not bitter. Whatever the case, Feather McGregor went and found it, brought it back, and sure enough, once he kind of heard the god speaking and talking to all of you, including himself, explaining like how he had created the world and everything like that, it really was a bummer, kind of, for Lil Sauce, I assume would be the best way to put it. Definitely changed his point of view about all things. And so now you're joined with this group. He's promised you that if you help them succeed at their goal of the 1,000,000 gold pieces, then you would get to be put in the real world, in where things are real.
Yeah, not where they're not real.
Exactly.
That's where I want to be.
So that's kind of your one hope at kind of resolving the fact that you've lived an entire life that I guess means very little because you're in a tiny pocket dimension. But whatever the case, I'm leaving that emotional stuff up to Feather McGregor to figure out. So whatever the case, you guys, it is getting late. It's getting dark. And you guys are making your way to the aforementioned alleyway. And as you arrive, you see a dark figure in a cloak emerge from the shadows of this alleyway. Remove his hood over his head, and there standing before you is the Slicer himself. And he says, I'm glad y'all could make it. Are y'all ready to get started on this job? I'm assuming that's the voice I went with the Slicer, something to that effect. So if it's not, it is now.
You just crucify him in the comments later.
And they will. Are you all ready to take on this, get started taking on this job? Because I'm actually running out of a little bit of time. He looks at a little sundial on his wrist, and the whole thing's just dark because, the sun's already starting to go down. There's not really anything to see on there. He's like, yeah, I'm running out of time, so if we could get started, get ready, get hidden, that'd be great. If you guys are ready. Which I really hope you are, because we need to get going. Yes? Yeah, all right. That's good. That's what I like to hear.
Say less. Maki slinks into the shadow.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. Fantastic. So yeah, Maki disappears into the shadows. What are the rest of you doing? There's a number of things in this alleyway. Some old crates. There's like a cloth tarp that's hanging off of something. It's got some big old tears in it. So obviously somebody threw it out because it wasn't what they needed anymore. There's it's a dead end alleyway. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. There's a big dumpster. There's a door that the dumpster kind of sits next to that goes into one of these buildings, but it's closed. Whether or not it's locked or not is undecided. But whatever the case, there's a number of different places to hide, and that kind of seems like what he's urging all of you to do. He says, yeah, I'm going to be meeting with somebody in a little bit, and I need all of you to hide away. And then once they get here, and I give you the secret word, I want us all to jump out and take out his guards. But don't take him out, all right? Because he's got the goods.
What's the secret word?
Maki's going to try to climb up the side of the alley.
Okay.
To the roof.
Oh, wow. Okay. Give me a athletics check.
Oof. 7.
He starts to try to climb up, but every time he kind of just slips down the rock, and his awkward feathered hands are just not letting him get up as well as he normally would.
I'm too weak. Darn these noodle arms and this bird body.
The Slicer watches this and just kind of shakes his head, and he says, "Well, you were doing all right in the shadows. I don't know where you were trying to go, but Feather, as for your question, my phrase, it's a secret phrase, and when you hear it, I need you all to jump out and attack the guards, all right? So I need you all listening for when I tell you what this secret phrase is, all right? Are you all listening?"
Des nods.
Does not. Okay, good. He
Making
looks around.
very intense eye contact.
Oh, good. Because he's going to love this. All right. The secret phrase. He leans in and he starts to whisper to each of you. The secret phrase is, well, that's quite a load you've got there.
I really don't want to know what kind of product he is trading. We can just keep that a secret.
All right, is there like the garbage can or something somewhere?
Yeah, there's a dumpster.
I'm gonna open the dumpster, look inside. If anything, I'm just gonna like kind of dump it out.
Well, I mean, it's a big
You just
dumpster.
get empty the whole dumpster?
It's
Just the whole
mildly
industrial?
stinky.
Mildly stinky.
Yes.
Interesting.
I-
What else is in the alley?
I mean, there's just kind of like some various discarded items, you know, like a couple pieces
I mean,
of wood over here. Like I said, there's that tarp.
On the dirtiness scale of this alley, did he make it very more dirty in comparison to what it was before, or is this about normal?
It looks
to
about
par?
normal,
It's
yeah.
up to par.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna I've got a cloak on, right? So I'm just gonna put my cloak up. I'm gonna kind of hide behind the trash can.
So you
Okay.
emptied this trash can.
No,
and
I didn't.
hid
No,
it.
I didn't
empty the
empty.
trash can.
I didn't empty anything.
I thought you
I was-
emptied a whole
I'm
dumpster and then proceeded to just hide behind it.
No, when he said it's a big dumpster, I figured I probably wouldn't.
Into the ring.
The idea is,
Probably
if
wouldn't
I
be able to
empty
do
the dumpster, they'll think I'm in the dumpster. That's where you get them.
The henchman just started looking.
And he jumps up
Way
behind
clever.
it, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't
Tricked
expect
you.
that."
Cameron, just something that I'll put out there for you, since it's related to your question. As you guys have kind of traversed this area, you've noticed that alleyways tend to be quite dirty in this kind
And
of
narrow.
district.
How narrow are we
Not
talking?
necessarily narrow. Oh, like how narrow is this particular one?
Yeah, how narrow.
This is a solid like 15 to 20 feet wide.
That's like a whole road.
Yeah, almost.
Dang.
It's pretty wide. If it weren't for the fact that it just ends in a cement wall or a brick wall,
dead end alley.
Yeah, it's just a dead end alley. Yeah. Then you would almost wonder, like, oh, it's basically just a pathway to go over. To
These
street.
dead end alleys that are pretty big are like a common theme throughout our D&D history. I just wanted to point that out. I don't know
That's
why
fair.
we always have these dead end alleys.
It
No
makes things
good.
more interesting.
Always combat in them too. Can't ever have peaceful times in dead end alleys. you
Well,
know?
whatever the case, where is Fizzlefingers, aka Rorick? Where is he hiding?
Be directly behind. He's just following Keto.
Oh, okay.
Because his thinking is Keto's looks tougher
A
than
master of disguise.
No. Keto looks tougher than him because he's a lizard guy, and
Sure.
he figures a feather fella is just going to be like a pincushion, but he figures a lizard guy's like a wall,
Okay.
so he's just going to hide behind the wall.
Okay.
A lizard
The wall.
guy is just a goblin with a tail.
Yeah, we also found out comparing Rorick and Keto that Rorick's apparently taller than the lizard guy, which, I mean, the way this campaign's gone, it seems like I'm the shortest
Yeah.
character, so the fact that I was taller kind of shocked me.
Yeah,
I may have to
kobolds are smaller
kinetically-
than goblins for sure.
Well, not in my eyes, In my eyes, he's 10 feet tall.
Alright, so Maki can't climb the wall, so instead he goes into the shadow and he lays down behind some milk crates.
Okay.
And
Nice.
he loads his crossbow and he's laying down on his back,
Nice.
ready to spring into action.
Is he gonna rise like
So,
a vampire out of a casket, just like?
My staff will shoot these. Okay, right?
What?
My staff's got like these different things, right?
I don't know.
Right, you got
he's
like
got-
firebolt and
he's
ray
got
frost.
ray
Those-
Oh,
those
okay. So
stuff.
yes, you can.
Cantrips
Yes,
though,
those are your
aren't they?
cantrips. Yep,
Right.
yep.
What's the staff actually do?
Well,
Beat
if
him?
you-
Maybe your arcane.
Would I just
Yeah, that
beat him
could
with
be
my
your
staff? What do I do?
Yeah. You have like sure. I'll give you like a wizard.
They
staff.
come out
Well,
of
that's
you.
what it says I have. I just
Yeah,
just
well,
beat
it's
him with it.
Well, you can shoot the stuff out of your staff, yes.
Yeah,
Or fingers.
Or fingers?
Woo!
Finger
Yeah,
gun?
I don't know. I mean, if you feel like the staff makes sense for your character, go for it.
I mean,
You're a little sauce. What's your special ingredient here for casting spells?
my personal headcanon when it comes to like Ray of Frost or poison spray is like, have you ever seen the movie Signs at the very end when the alien just like comes out of his wrist? That's exactly what I picture when anyone casts.
So I can only do those like
Spider-Man.
once per round or once per
kinda
turn?
like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's your action typically.
Oh,
yes.
less accurate because the alien was a mist.
Right.
Suddenly we realized that Alleyways filled with half-drinking glasses of water.
Oh no!
Pills everywhere.
Where? Okay, so if
Keto is going to go
Yes.
find that tarp that
Okay.
you mentioned. He's going to hide underneath the tarp.
okay, and does that mean that?
Yep, I'm
Rorick
under the
is
tarp too.
falling underneath the two of you are cuddling
Tarp
underneath
bud.
the
We're not cuddling. We're tarp buddies.
I didn't say there was that much room down there.
And I will say, while under the tarp, Keto's gonna hear, "Hey, Keto, hey, Keto. What was the word we're supposed to wait for?"
I don't know. I thought I saw a rat run into the dumpster, so I was a little distracted.
Okay, well, it sounds like we're gonna just be jumping out when we feel like.
Oh man, it's gonna be one of those classic things where the guy's just standing there and has to repeat louder and louder the same phrase over and over.
We'll just wait for Maki to jump out. He seems ambitious.
Yeah, well, you guys jump the henchman. I might have to go jump that rat. That sounds like a very tasty morsel.
How big was this rat?
Rat sized.
Rat size.
Vaguely.
Nothing beats a good rat-sized rat.
All right. Well, if that's the case, it sounds like everybody's. Are you? You're not hidden.
No, I haven't decided yet. But what if I just pretend to be a drunken and incapacitated like hobo?
Oh,
Okay.
Anyway.
It's probably empty bottles.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a performance check.
Okay. Oh, I'm good at these. It's a +0.
You're really good at acting drunk.
Raw dice rolls.
If you need help, ask
Hey,
Maki
all
for
right.
some.
So you pick up a
Some
bottle from the
tips.
ground. It's not broken
And I
yet,
just-
which is perfect. It's got a little bit of old water in there, so it even looks like there's a little bit of liquid. And you just kind of like put one hand on the wall, and you just start peeing.
Whoa! Hold on.
I'm so glad I can do that on command because
Yes.
that will become a feature.
Oh no!
Oh,
What have I
what
done?
have you created?
I've given you too much power. Awesome.
It's almost like a level up for free.
Yeah, it is. So, okay. Slicer looks around at all of you, or, I mean, he sees one of you. The rest of you, he looks around, he doesn't see you.
What? Does he say anything when he
says-
sees
He goes,
the one particular party?
he looks over at Drax.
Dez.
Dez? I was way off. Okay. He looks over at Dez and he says, hey, sometimes the most hidden is just looking generally normal.
I'll raise the fake
Yeah,
bottle and
with
just
your back turned to him, still peeing against the wall, you raise your
do a little dance.
Yeah.
How long do you plan on peeing for?
This is going to just. I
It's the
hope
performance
I
of a
have just
lifetime.
an unlimited bladder.
Have you had your prostate checked recently?
It's dark. You'll
Do
just
birds
have to
have a
create.
prostate?
You'll just have to mimic the sound of pee hitting the ground.
Oh my word!
Oh yeah, and he's very
Oh,
capable
my
of doing
word.
that. That's true,
That's good.
and that's exactly what you can do.
You rolled a high performance.
He heard it.
Wait,
while
what if he's
doing
not
it
even peeing? He literally just didn't even start in the first
from the
place.
get-go.
Making the noise.
Yep, very possible. Awesome. All right, with that, the Slicer turns around, and only a couple moments later, a carriage, very ornate, very classy looking, pulls up to the alleyway. A man and 3 bodyguards, all like burly dudes dressed in all black. They've got like dusters on, and they all wear like these kind of fedora-esque hats. They all step out of this horse-drawn carriage. And the very wealthy looking, well dressed, has like a fur coat that comes off of his back. He's got a nice cape, purple cape that's coming off of that. He's dressed in a few different nicely metal chains of some kinds. Like there's maybe one that's gold, maybe a couple that are silver, etc. He comes walking over. You can see on his hands as he moves forward, he kind of twiddles his fingers, and he's got rings on his various fingers, all of which really suggest wealth. One thing that's key that you notice about him is some of these items that I've described feature horse insignias on them. Whether it be a horse head or sort of just like the silhouette of a horse head or, some variation of that, or a full horse, like little symbol on him. Whatever the case, this dude definitely seems into horses.
Oh, horse guy.
He's a horse guy. It's scary. He approaches, and the Slicer says,
Lord Pendleton, I assume. Yes, Viscount Cornelius Montague Pendleton Fitzgerald at your service. Now, do you have the semen?
The Slicer...
I knew it.
The Slicer reaches into his cloak and withdraws a cylinder.
Does he hear snickering all across this alleyway?
Like, you
It's
guys
got a My Little Pony figurine in the box.
Oh no!
All right, for that, I'm gonna need to see some charisma saving throws to keep yourselves from chuckling when you hear the word semen.
This isn't right. It better be nice, right?
17.
Nice.
9.
12.
Wow.
So Nico? There you go.
There are a couple of very soft snickers, and Slicer ever so slightly looks back with a little bit of a glare, but Lord Pendleton seems not to notice.
Just saying, you gotta warn.
He's very focused.
You gotta warn people.
He's very focused.
When you're doing a semen transaction.
that's on his
It
own.
was kind of a giveaway.
That is true. He looks intently at this cylinder, and he says,
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's gonna be the stuff, isn't it? The stuff that'll move my horse.
Stud Farm.
That was the word?
Yeah, this will take my stud farm to the next level. And this is as promised. It's going to take some time, obviously, for me to see the results. So I want to make sure I'm paying for what I asked for.
And Slicer replies,
Yeah, it's the stuff. You can trust me. After all, you know I'm somebody that'll get you what you want. And he says, Okay, well, just know that if you double-cross me and this isn't the stuff that I was looking for, I will send my men.
and he motions to his big burly bodyguards, who of course all do the very classic pop all their knuckles.
How
Very
many
aggressively.
bodyguards are there?
There are 3.
They will find you.
About
And they
to be
will get
0.
back my money. And they will get back my time
Oh.
in your... Well, you understand.
And the Slicer just kind of nods, and he says,
Yeah, I understand. Now let's see your end of the bargain.
and sure enough, Lord Pendleton looks over to one of his bodyguards, who hands him a large leather suitcase, which he holds out towards the Slicer. He opens it up, showing a large bag of jingling gold pieces.
He says, Yeah, of course I brought this stuff. You know I'm good for it. This means nothing to me compared to that vial of semen.
And the Slicer peeks inside, sees the gold, says, Well, looks like we got a deal well made. And as they exchange goods, he hands the vial of semen to Lord Pendleton, and he says, Well, that's quite a load you've got there.
Des jumps out and he throws one of his hand axes at the guard that was handing the bag of gold coins.
Okay, all right. Everybody roll initiative, and we'll do a surprise round.
Can
5,
we... I do have to say by default.
You have to what?
No, I just want to say, for clarity, I'm surprised. Because I did not know what the word was. So I'm just going to hear the sound of people going, ah! And I'm going to be, whoa! Are you also surprised,
Wait,
Keto?
don't forget that you get to add +3 your intelligence modifier to
8.
8 total. Okay. What did the rest of you get? You got 4.
19.
Holy cow.
13.
13. That kind of fits for both of us under this tarp.
I'm just saying, both of you are losing the surprise round.
Are you surprised too, Keto?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
that
and you
rat
got what
just
again?
that rat just came under the tarp with us. So
What'd you
we're
get,
like,
Cameron?
13. Me and
13.
Keto are dead even.
13.
All right. Starting with Dave. Although I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a surprise round. So, I mean, if Jackson, you want to finish.
Well,
what
order
you're-
does matter, but
It does. That's true.
We can go in order. That's all right.
Okay. All right. Dave.
Okay, so we got the one guy handing the thing to the thing.
Well,
They've just made the exchange.
Yeah, they just made the exchange, so both people are holding their respective prizes. But the 3 bodyguards are still standing behind Lord Pendleton. Lord Pendleton, of course, is holding a vial of alleged semen. Semen.
Where's the buggy and stuff?
Allegedly.
Yes, so it is about 10 feet past the opening of the alleyway.
Okay, so they had to come into the alley.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Are they closer to the buggy, I'm guessing?
What do you mean by closer than...
Like, who's closer to the buggy? Slicer or the Pendleton and the goons?
They are, yep.
Okay.
The goons. Pendleton and the goons, yep. Alright, so what are you doing there, Dave?
So Maki, does sit up, but pops up from behind the crates and takes a pot shot at one of the guards.
8. You shoot your arrow or bolt, I guess, right? It's a crossbow, right?
He has advantage.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
since
facts.
it's a surprise round. Wait, you get advantage on a
You
surprise
get advantage
Yeah.
on a surprise target. So a surprise target. That's why the turn order matters, because
Right.
you're surprised until you get your turn, then you get skipped and you lose surprised.
Gotcha.
So if you attack someone who's surprised, you get advantage.
Right, okay.
How'd you not know that, you stupid?
With advantage.
That's better. Much better.
Added 20.
That is definitely a hit. Feel free to roll me some damage.
Maki shoots the guard right in the knee.
Ooh.
No.
Hits him for 10.
10 damage? Holy cow. Alright, that's a massive hit. The guard, this bolt comes flying forth, slamming him right in the knee, going through both his duster and whatever pants might be hiding underneath that he's wearing. The dart pierces into his knee. The man screams and falls to his one leg only holding him up. The
His
other
good
leg
knee.
falls, and he's clutching his leg. Pendleton has just a moment to kind of turn around and go, "What are you doing? Get up!" Hey everyone, Skylar here. Are you a fan of Session Zero Heroes and the shows we produce, or the characters involved? Then you should check out our epic merch we have available online. From shirts to stickers and everything in between, we worked hard on creating a variety of designs and made sure to get your favorite characters on those products as well. Whether you're looking for Broccoli on a hoodie to wear to the gym with you, or maybe Fizzlefingers tote bag to stuff your ill-gotten gains in, we've got you covered. Just head over to our website at sessionzeroheroes.com and click on our merch tab to see all the amazing products and designs that you can get. Now back to the show. Next up, Quinn.
What would be like a loud sound that I could create? Like it's something I would hear that would just terrify you. Oh, if you're in a dark alley.
There are a lot of sounds that would terrify me in a dark alley.
It wouldn't take a lot.
Gunshot.
I would say the quieter sounds would be more terrifying.
Someone pissing.
rum.
2 hands on my shoulder.
Someone pissing around the corner that you just can't see them. That'd be terrifying. Good thing no one's doing that in this alleyway.
It's something that you would have had to have heard though.
A shattering jar of
Like
sauce.
child's laughter.
Like
I have that.
Ooh.
ideally, if I would play that. If this was like this universe, play like the Halloween theme music.
Right.
Just
So you're saying like you're gonna give yourself a theme song?
no, I just
While
don't
he's singing, he's just perfectly doing a theme
Good
song.
morning, USA.
I'm like killing, just slashing everybody.
Do you just want like some kind of happy-go-lucky music playing in the background, or I don't?
Yeah, kind of. I just
like
want
Tiny
Tiptoes,
Tim.
How are you
like
doing
Tiny-
Hey, there we go. Same
playing,
exact.
music I would have heard, mimicking it.
Oh, so you just are opening your mouth and music is coming-
Exit life.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, you open your mouth and some sort of strange, eerie melody comes out of it that you're mimicking that you've heard once before.
Once.
That's your bonus action.
That's my bonus.
Yeah.
I just want to set the mood for what's
He's
about
so-
to happen.
Okay.
So
Well, what is happening? What
verbal.
What is your
And then I guess I'll shoot him with a firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah, I
all right,
guess.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll that.
you sing "Ring of Fire."
That one
Oh,
goes.
yeah.
No, we can't.
I
That would be-
miss.
No, it's by you get surprised.
Yeah, you get
I'll do
it's
it.
surprise,
Hold
so
on.
you get
One
advantage.
more time.
Yep.
I didn't miss. 19.
Didn't miss.
19, that is definitely
Plus,
gonna hit.
which one? What was the one that I had to it?
Be your spell attack modifier.
Beat that one.
Oh, okay, so plus 5. So
Okay, but whatever.
It doesn't
the case,
matter.
It's over 20. Yep, that's definitely gonna hit.
7.
7 damage. Are you hitting the same guy that was shot in the knee, or are you hitting
Yeah,
somebody
I'm
else?
shooting him in the other knee.
Okay, all right. You shoot him in the other knee, and immediately he buckles. He's laying on the ground, and he's reaching up. He reaches up towards Pendleton. He says, "Sir, help me!" And Pendleton swats him away and goes, "Get off me, you foolish brute!" Awesome, fantastic. Jackson, you are finally up.
I would still like to throw my hand axe
You
at the
absolutely
guard
can.
that handed off the gold specifically.
I'm gonna say that was the same guard.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, you don't
Switching
want to do that
guards.
one? Oh, okay.
Well, he's
all right.
dead now, isn't he?
No, he's still up. Oh,
I'll
wow.
just hit somebody else just to
Oh, okay.
even the pie.
Sure.
Throwing hand axe. Nat 20.
Holy cow. All right, go for it. Roll that damage and double.
1d6. Double it? Or
Or
is it 6 plus what I roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Max damage plus the added roll. Yep.
10.
10. Nice.
10 damage total.
You throw your hand axe, it strikes him in the arm, chopping off the sleeve of his duster, revealing his arm, which is now bleeding. And he screams, "Ah! I did not think this would go this way!"
Like someone who screams like that.
And Pendleton is looking around at his 2 now severely injured guards and just screams, "What in the world did I pay for? I don't understand!" And immediately Slicer lurches forward and just tackles Pendleton. And he looks back at you guys, he says, "Don't worry, mates, he's not getting away." And Pendleton starts hitting him ever so slightly with his, he's got one of those like canes or something, and he's just like, "I do say, get off me, lads!"
Hit him
Obviously,
with the jar.
Hit him with the jar. We're gonna jump into that. Takes care of everybody's surprise round, so we're gonna jump back into the normal order of things. Dave, you are back on top. You have one guard on the ground, nearly dead. You have another guard severely injured with a hand axe protruding from his arm. You got Slicer tackling Lord Pendleton to the ground so that he can't get away. That's the scene so far.
Maki
One random other guard who's just like,
springs up from
Oh!
behind the milk crates, leaving cover, and dashes over to the carriage and the horses.
Ah, okay. Do tell, what are you planning on doing with this situation?
Once he gets there, he kind of stacks up on the edge of the door with his crossbow at the ready.
Ah, keeping him out.
Sweeps the inside of the carriage looking for anybody.
All right. You take a peek inside. You see nobody inside the carriage, but you do know that there is a driver, and he can feel the weight of someone moving around in the back of his carriage, and he says, "Oh, I do say, Mr. Pendleton, I say, you back there, you ready to go?"
And I say, this'll take my stud farm to the next level.
Well, I am greatly happy to hear that you are happy, sir. Are you ready to head back to the stud farm?
And I say, do you have the semen?
Excuse me, Mr. Pendleton? My wife and I have 3 kids, so I guess, yes, I suppose I do.
What else did that guy say?
"Is that excellent, right?"
Sure, yeah. This is some
Excellent.
You can tell that the driver is very uncomfortable, and he says, "So will that be all, Mr. Pendleton? Are you ready to head home?"
What kind of deal is this?
Oh, I don't mean to make you mad, sir. All right, I'll get us going. But I'm gonna close the partition if you don't mind. And there's like a little window that's like got a little curtain over it that would basically be the separation between you and the driver. And he just kind of closes that because he's all awkward about talking to you now. And as he does, you suddenly feel the cart start to move.
Oh, no.
There he goes.
You should should have just said no when he asked.
And thus begins Maki's
Maki's
a new
solo
adventure into
He's getting
thoroughbred horse breeding.
Maki will open the door of the carriage and start to climb on top.
It was already open, but yeah, absolutely, you can do that. Do me a either athletics or acrobatics check.
Struggled climbing the fires down. I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's true. He couldn't climb a wall, but he can.
He can do it.
Hopefully, climb a carriage.
21.
Holy
See.
cow! You nimbly climb your way up to the
He's
top of the
learning.
carriage.
He's learning. He's adapting.
What are you doing on the top of this carriage?
I take the butt of the crossbow and I hit the driver in the back of the
Oh
head.
gosh! All right, you can roll an attack with advantage since he has no idea that you're doing so behind him.
Just a 16.
Oh, okay. And I assume this is going to be a non-lethal damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, you donk him on the head pretty good. I mean, all things considered, he's just a normal person. He's no kind of fighter or anything. So you donk him on the back of the head, and he starts to kind of lean forward, and then just kind of falls onto the bench of this this carriage that he's driving. He's unconscious, but the carriage is still in motion, and the horses are still pulling it. And I will come back to you in just a moment to find out how that goes down. For the rest of you, the guard who has been shot in both knees, one with fire and one with bolt, he pulls out a hand crossbow, just a small crossbow from inside of his duster, and he points it towards Keto, and he fires it. But in his weakened...
Wait, does he know Keto's here? We're still under a tarp.
Fair point, but it doesn't matter because he misses whatever the case.
Oh, well.
He just blindly fires into the alleyway, hitting absolutely nothing as this bolt just slams into the brick wall behind you all to the point where it just looks embarrassing. Slicer is holding down the rich nobleman, Pendleton, just keeping him on the ground. Pendleton attempts to escape. Pendleton is not strong enough to escape. He is held down continually, still kind of swatting at Slicer to release him. Cameron, aka Rorick.
I'm going to jump out of the tarp,
Okay.
wearing it above my head, like a ghost.
Like a ghost from
and
Charlie Brown.
I'm gonna look through the slits of the tarp, and I'm gonna pull out my bow, and I'm gonna just take a shot at one of the at Lord
guard.
Pendleton.
At Lord Pendleton?
Sure.
All right.
I get advantage because he's grappled.
Yeah, he's prone currently, so yeah.
Do I get advantage with ranged attack on prone though?
That's true. Actually, I think it's a disadvantage, isn't it?
When prone?
Oh.
That's only when 3/4 cover.
But he's covered by a
He's
bugbear.
covered by a bugbear. No, might not want to shoot
So I
him.
tell you what, I will let you roll normally,
Normally. But I get my sneak attack.
and then
'cause he's
I'm going to
within
roll a
5
50-50 to see which of the two you hit.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you just rolled. What did you get?
Oh, yeah, 8 plus 7. Math.
So it's like a 15.
Yeah, that's how I roll. 15.
All right.
Also, it's sneak attack.
1 or 2, I'm going to roll this d4. If it's a 1 or 2, you're hitting Pendleton. If it's a 3 or 4, you're hitting Slicer.
I wouldn't have it any other way. 1, 2.
It's a 2. All right, you hit Pendleton. Roll your damage.
11.
Oh my gosh. He's dead. You shoot him right in the side. It stabs right through his rib cage and into his heart. Slicer immediately looked. What?
And
Go.
then, oh wait, yeah, you can go.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
keep
gonna say,
going.
Slicer immediately looks over at you and he's, "What are you doing? I told you not to kill the target."
I missed that.
Oh.
So Rorick's just gonna go, "Leps," and he's going to just slide back into the shadows under his tarp and do a bonus action hide. Stealth.
Sure.
22.
Okay, you're hidden for sure. Fatty Tumpkins, aka Keto. Did I say it's Lumpkins?
It doesn't really
It
matter.
does not.
Surprised to hear his cover just disappear over top of him as Rorick runs away with the target.
Oh yeah, that's true. So you're just standing there.
He looks around for the nearest thing.
He just watches this guy stand up and just slink away with his dart.
So he's a little disoriented, but in looking around, he sees the top of a garbage can lid, quickly grabs that as a makeshift shield,
Okay.
pulls out his glaive, and surveys the situation.
All right. Since it's a makeshift shield, I'll give you a +1 to AC for it.
Yeah.
You see the 3 guards, Dead Pendleton, with a bugbear on top of him.
Is that
you know
his
is just
surname?
like, yep, Dead Pendleton. It is now. That's for sure. You see the 3 guards, one on the ground.
Which means Maki's takeover of his first empire a lot easier now.
Oh, that is true. He can mimic his voice. Oh man,
Mimic
you guys
his
can
voice,
do a
puts
whole
on like a burqa, be
weekend
like,
at Bernie's.
I'm unwell. I've got disabled.
Pendleton, you got short
disease. I burn quick.
So Keto, you see 3 guards. One of them. Here, I'm gonna remove Pendleton.
But
from
the funniest
lineup
part
in
would
general.
be he only can say 4 various lines, and 2 of them are related to semen.
That's a stud farm. I mean, that's all they're talking about over there. You see 3 guards. One of them is on the ground. He's reloading his little hand crossbow. 2 other guards are reaching for their weapons at the moment. One of them is pulling, by reaching for his weapon, it's pulling a hand axe out of his shoulder. That's his weapon. The other one seems to be reaching underneath his duster, about to withdraw something else you don't know. What would you like to do now that you have your makeshift shield at the ready?
Keto is going to rush towards the guy reaching into his cloak,
Okay.
and he is going to try spear him with his glaive. Nat 20!
Nat 20! All right. Well, you roll, so it's whatever your glaive would do is max damage, and then roll whatever dice you normally would and add that on top of it.
So it's 10 plus.
Oh dear. 10 plus 23 damage?
You leap forward, slicing deep into this guard, stabbing all the way through the center of his chest, withdrawing. The guard, with one hand inside of his duster, falls limply to the ground. He is dead. Much like the guy he was paid to protect.
Jeez, what?
The other guard withdraws the hand axe from his shoulder, turns to the one that threw it at him, and hurls it back, which I believe was Dez. All right, he hurls this hand axe back. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
It does not. How are you dodging this hand axe as it flies towards you, or brush? I don't know, whatever it is that you're doing to make sure that you don't get hit by it.
I will step slightly to the left.
Slightly to the left. It flies
You got-
deftly
you gotta
past
go.
your face. Awesome. So with that, he sees the hand axe go flying. He turns. He pulls out the little hand crossbow and tries to make an additional attack. It's lower than the first one, so that's another miss. Again, it's a dark alley, and
And I've got black feathers.
and you've got black feathers. It's hard to see you against the darkness, and sure enough, his bolt goes flying off aimlessly into the distance. Quinn, a.k.a. Feather McGregor, a.k.a. Little Sauce. What are you
Still
doing?
playing some creepy music.
Yeah, it's still coming out of
Oh,
your mouth.
absolutely.
That's probably adding to the fact that they're failing their stuff, is because it's just really intimidating.
That was the goal, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Fantastic.
So we got to come up with a nice little clip of music, actually.
Yeah, I'll put something over it. I got it.
I'm going to do my.
It's just like wacky, funny YouTuber sounds.
I'm gonna do
I'm just imagining yakety
how many? There's 2 guards left, right?
Yes. One is like on the ground, severely injured. The other one
The one is severely injured. I'm gonna shoot my firebolt at him.
Okay, go for it. He's on the ground, so I'll give you advantage on this one.
So
13.
roll again, take the highest.
So 13 plus
Well, yeah.
18.
18. Okay. Well, either one of those would have hit, so you are good to go, sir. Roll that damage.
6.
6 damage. Your firebolt comes flying forward, slamming him in the back, and he is not moving any longer.
He's deceased.
He is deceased.
That's cool.
These nuts is deceased.
good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Poor guy.
What a guy.
It's
He finally
nothing
got out of
personal.
it, you know?
Yeah. Well, considering they're all clay figurines anyway. No matters.
Yeah, no, I don't
You
feel bad about
homunculi.
it.
Yeah, not anymore. That's for sure.
Does a homunculus really have life? Or is it all...
He probably
That's
just
a bit presumptive.
he probably just reincarnated as something else. you
Yeah,
know?
maybe. That's true. Jackson, you're up as you watch this. One of the two guards that's remaining suddenly burst into flames. His body limp and slowly his duster, which is a lot of fabric, is fully on fire, which lights up the alleyway kind of nice.
The guy who threw my axe back at me, he's still standing.
Yes.
I'm just gonna sink an arrow into him,
Okay. All right.
right into his chest.
You guys have had a real back and forth here, mostly from you succeeding
Twice.
Oh, that counts.
Indecisive. God.
Oh, take the first one.
8.
That does not
Darn.
hit. You fire an arrow without the cart there. It just goes flying out into the street. You hope that it hasn't hit anybody. Yeah, you just hear the sound of a cat go. I mimic the cats at home a lot.
He did that one more time. That was pretty doing. Oh.
It was very accurate for a cat getting shot by an arrow.
Yeah.
Skylar, do you have anything?
I shoot arrows at our cats a lot. No, that's not true. That is not true at
It's
all.
very similar to a cat getting hit by an axe.
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
No. Okay. You watch as the arrow goes flying off into the darkness, and you think, "Damn." Jumping back to the top of the order, D. Oh wait,
That's one
that's
arrow
right.
I'll never get back.
You're standing on top of the cart at the moment.
Oh.
Kill the driver. Kill
Cart
the
surfing.
The driver's unconscious.
Oh.
Easier to kill
So
the driver.
rain- what happened to the reins?
They're just he's kind of got him like limply in his hands as he's laying there unconscious.
Where's the carriage heading right now?
It just is kind of following the street straight ahead. It's not really
We're
like
around the street.
yeah, you guys have been on the street that was like right outside of the alleyway. That's where it was parked.
Oh, okay.
Just drive it back down the alley and
The
run
horses
over
are probably just gonna
Slicer.
follow the road.
Just run over everybody in the alley. Just
You do see the occasional person go whoa and leap out of the way of the street.
Oh, whoa there. Whoa there, horsies. He's just standing on the top of the carriage.
Whoa! Whoa!
Calm down. Stop. I want you to not move anymore.
Do you want to roll an animal handling?
No, as Maki is trying to connect with the horses somehow, getting them to stop, he touches some power inside of him he didn't know was there,
Oh.
and ends up casting this first level spell, Sleep.
Oh! Oh no! All right, go ahead and I believe. Do they make a saving throw? I think.
No.
No. Oh,
just
okay.
related
It's
to
just
health.
the spell sends creatures into magical slumber. I roll 5d8,
Okay.
and it affects creatures up to the hit points of what I roll.
Perfect. I've got the stats ready.
15.
27, 29.
It's a lot.
Both of the horses start to ever slowly and suddenly. Actually, not suddenly, but slowly. The cart comes to a full stop as both horses, still standing up, are completely passed out.
And a squirrel falls from a tree off in the distance.
Yes. Yeah. You are now atop a standstill cart, and a couple of people kind of like peek out from the sides of the streets where they had jumped out, like, it's stopped. It's stopped. It's safe now.
I just want to add that you said a lot of lines to stop the horses, but not hold your horses, and I just want to
I'm
point
just disappointed. Jumping back to the alleyway combat, the Slicer turns around. He's not really focused on you guys. He's more focused on the remaining target. So he turns around, pulls out his Morning Star, and he leaps forward and he swings it in a hefty arc. And he slams into the remaining guard. 2d6. That's probably pretty promising. Taking him out. Yep. Slamming the Morning Star directly into his chest, knocking the man straight to the ground and killing him instantly.
All right.
He turns around to look at all of you, and he said, I said one thing. Don't kill the target.
All right.
Now we got a dead lord on our hands. This is going way over our heads. Do you realize how powerful this man is? He is one of the...
When he says an exact number, you know that's a bad thing. He's one of 6. What?
we kill the slicer. Say the slicer killed the lord, and we bring the slicer's corpse and any CCTV video footage proof with us.
And the semen.
We're keeping that.
That's evidence. That's evidence.
I mean,
you're the cop here. Wait, we don't know that. But...
Oh, see, we have a narc with us.
Oh, yeah.
We have a reputable eyewitness.
Yeah, I was just walking by this alley and I saw these guys,
taking down a criminals.
And then, I saw some horse semen exchange going on, and then
He was only focused on the jar. He's little sauce after all.
I was wondering, that might make some good.
Oh,
That was a secret.
Oh no! I've been found out.
He was one of 6 primary and incredibly wealthy leaders within the community. He's one of the members of the REG horse race, and they're gonna know that he's gone. They're gonna know this tomorrow, if even that long.
And they're gonna know that you killed him.
I didn't kill him.
And
You
then,
killed him.
and then I'd like to. Can I do something? Can I shoot at him or something now? Or can we shoot at him?
We are. I mean, I'll keep the same initiative.
Mhm.
So Slicer's talking. Technically, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you.
I can go.
It'd be Cameron, Nick, then Quinn.
Oh, cool.
But if you're doing something right now, you guys essentially just hold your action.
I'm peeking out through the hole in the tarp behind this cover, just waiting with my shirt bow.
I want to attack him.
Okay. Go for it. What are you doing?
We'll do the.
You think I wasn't prepared for this?
Oh, I know.
Oh, no, we know you were. We know you were.
I know you were. Ray of Frost.
It's quite
20.
obvious, actually.
Oh.
Not a nat 20.
Dirty 20? Right on.
We
Okay,
only-
that's definitely...
We only mentioned, betraying him 3 times in the
I need a
episode.
I need a
He may
DA.
have overheard.
He may have probably heard us on 1 or 2 occasions say it.
Is this an 8?
We're not very
I believe it is
quiet
a
party. That's our flaw, and it's good to have a flaw, It makes us more
Well,
realistic.
that's 8? 3.
So it's 3 damage, and then I believe it
But
has
then
an additional
slows.
effect too, right?
Yes.
It slows them.
They reduce their speed by 10 feet until the next start of their turn.
Awesome.
Why didn't you just
All right.
speak up? You knew what it did.
It was great. Awesome. So Feather, you blast this ray of icy cold towards the slicer, which slams into him, and you see some of it runs down to his feet, and you can see he's trying to move, and he's able to creak through the movements, but with the crackling ice around him, but it seems to have been slowing him. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yes, I would look at him. Get him, Goblin Man.
You say that to me?
Yeah.
Do you know where I am?
I don't know.
You just shout into the alleyway.
Get him, Goblin Man.
Are you moving at all?
I'm on fire!
Since you see that he's slowed, you know that it's less likely he can reach you if you're further away.
Well, I know he's mad at you. You're like the main guy right now, so I'm like.
I didn't
all I
just
did
punch
was
him.
shoot
I
some
just
I'm
shoot him
trying-
with an ice ball. I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
trying to help you out. I'm going to kind of go and try and duck behind that same dumpster, and because I know he's probably going to try and get angry.
The same one you emptied?
I never emptied one.
He knows you have a record with that dumpster.
I just don't hide behind it. It doesn't have to be knows you're there.
All right, you hide behind the dumpster, which is a little ways away from him. We'll jump back over to Fizzlefingers. You're up next. You see that your recent, per se, NPC associate just blasted your other NPC associate with ice.
So, I don't pop up from under a tarp.
Okay.
No, I sneak.
He's
I
not a
use the
ghost
tarp
anymore.
to fade back into a trash pile, and I'm going to just pop out at a different end of the trash pile
okay.
and shoot an arrow at him.
All
Hopefully
right,
get
go
an
for it.
advantage on a surprise attack.
Yes. Since you're a rogue, do you?
Well, I was just hidden, too.
Right,
so.
that's also true. Yep, exactly.
Okay, that's a 25.
That is very much going to
Here's
hit.
my sneak attack. 12 damage.
12 damage. This arrow goes flying, slamming into his shoulder that holds the mace. He does, or not mace, the Morningstar. There we go. He doesn't drop it, but it does shove deeply into his shoulder. He is not looking good.
And then I'm gonna yell, "All right, your turn, Keto!" And then I'm gonna bonus action hide again, back into my trash heap. Nat 20.
You are definitely.
This is my new home, honestly.
You just dive into.
Guys, let's just bring more
and
people in this
disappear.
alleyway.
Give me that dice.
That's roll 2.
You just touched his die.
He rolled the first nat 20
Oh,
on it. It's rolled
okay.
back-to-back
Nice.
nat 20s.
Nat 1.
All right, Fatty Lumpkins, you're up. Keto.
Keto then is going to turn his glaive.
Yes, that's right. And you're behind him at
And
this
I'm
point.
behind him, apparently.
Well, yeah, because you attacked the guards that would have been in front of him, and he turned
You
So,
ruined it.
17.
17's still gonna hit though.
And
With his
we'll
last
do
blade attack, I'd be worried.
9.
9. That's still good. Nicely done. You stab into his other shoulder with your glaive from behind. He had totally forgotten that you were behind him. He turns around. Oh gosh! I mean, I could keep saying that he's not looking good, but he is not looking good. Dez,
Was
you
he
are
ever,
up.
though?
He was it with. Dez is going to sink an arrow into him, or at least attempt to.
All right, sounds good.
17.
That's gonna hit for sure. Absolutely.
Right.
And you guys are really rolling really well.
Yeah, really.
Getting some good hits in here.
6.
6 damage. You shoot another arrow which flies forth, hitting him kind of more into the midsection area this time. You guys have turned this man, a bugbear rather, into a pincushion. I was trying to think of some kind of like a hedgehog bit or something. I don't know. Whatever the case, he is severely injured as per the usual. Are you doing anything else?
I am going to try and get close to him.
Okay, sounds good.
Stealth check. 21.
20, okay, yeah, you start kind of slinking your way from pile of trash to pile of trash as you get closer and closer to him, using the shadows to your advantage, avoiding the area where the light from the burning bodyguard is emanating. We jump back to the top of the order with Dave, who is now standing atop a non-moving cart outside of the area of combat.
Maki looks around. He bows to the applause of the people, whether there's applause or not.
Hold on, that's a good idea. Yeah, all right. These people all think that you managed to stop this raging cart, and they're all clapping for you.
Don't
He
worry,
stopped
folks.
it. He did it. Well done, sir. Well done.
I'll get this man to a doctor, never fear. And I'll just pull a Yui with, I'll kind of toss the reins around until it wakes up the horses.
All right, do the animal handling, I guess.
Isn't it you woken from sleep if you take damage?
Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay, all right. You whoosh, with the reins, the horses bolt away. They look around, and you start pulling the reins around, and they're like, okay, sorry, we fell asleep, kind of a thing, and they're just ready to get back to their jobs. They turn the cart around, and you start trotting very slowly. Not bad, fast or anything like that. Just a regular trot back to the alleyway. All right. You feel very in control of this cart.
What'd you do with the body?
He's just laying there.
Sitting next to me. I
Oh.
got my arm around him. The other hand with the reins. So I pull a Yui, go back to the alleyway, go past it, turn around again, and pull right back to the spot he was sitting in before.
The horses stand ready for your next command. You, as you arrive to this alleyway, you find 3 dead bodyguards, a dead wealthy man, and a soon-to-be dying, potentially, a Slicer, who you thought was your ally, but all of your friends are actively attacking him. He seems to be covered in a frosty ice with several arrows protruding from his body.
Great God! What's going on in there?
With that, it is the Slicer's turn. He takes his Morning Star
And he goes
having
straight for Maki. Wait.
he goes straight for Keto, who's within range. Holy cow. Does a 21 hit?
Yeah,
I
I'll
asked
hit.
somewhat sarcastically.
What if it?
Well, the best case scenario, you take 6 total damage. He rolled 2 1s.
You rolled snake eyes for damage.
Perfect.
That could have been a lot worse for you,
You
Keto.
feel it slam into your arm, but it doesn't pierce you with the points of the Morning Star. It just kind of is a bare bludgeoning damage. It hurts, obviously. Bare bludgeoning.
That's good.
It hurts, obviously, but it does not hurt you to a point that, totally takes you out or anything like that. So.
Ooh, youchie.
Jumping back to Fizzlefingers.
Oh,
The Goblin.
Oh, I'm just going to pop out of my hole. This time I pop out of the dumpster.
Oh, all right.
I found a little hole in
You
the
found
bottom.
a rusty hole
Yeah.
in the bottom and crawled through it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you didn't get tetanus.
21.
That's a hit for sure.
11 damage.
11 damage. You fire an arrow, slams into his thigh. He falls down to the ground slowly because he's covered in ice. He's bleeding profusely. You can tell he is on death's door. And as he's on death's door, we jump over to the Kobold standing behind him, holding a glaive, who had just been struck by the Morning Star. Keto, what would you like to do as this man falls kneeling in front of you?
Is the glaive still in his shoulder?
You can withdraw.
Okay, I'm gonna withdraw it.
Okay.
Roll for an attack.
All right.
Oh no! But how many people are near me? Because
Is anyone within
as
melee?
a kobold does have pack
No,
tactics.
everyone ran away. You're the only one
Yeah, I
there.
was gonna say you're the only one that ran forward to attack.
Everyone
Yeah.
else is ranged wimps.
Well, I ran forward. I have no fear.
Are you next to him?
I don't know, how close did I get?
Well, if you
If I
were,
used my full movement.
well, yeah. After.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
you
be
could
right
be
next to him.
Okay.
I'm just,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't see me though, I'm stealthy, so I'm just,
Right. I was gonna say, yeah. You started kind of
Get
sneaking toward.
advantage?
That's true. I do remember
I'm
that.
just sniffing. Hey.
So then we're gonna utilize the kobold's pack tactics
Okay.
and gain advantage since that was a terrible roll.
Fantastic.
Oh, good. We did even worse. So we'll keep the terrible roll instead of the
Okay.
dreadful roll.
What was the terrible roll?
11.
11. All right. Pulling back the glaive, you stab again with it. It slams into a particularly thick chunk of ice on his body. It shatters it a little bit, but it does not pierce the man himself. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Run.
Right. All right. Normally he would get a attack of opportunity, but given that he is kneeled down, I don't think he's going to be able to do
He
that.
also technically doesn't want to glaive.
Oh yeah, that's true because the
Glaive's
glaive would
got-
give you 10-foot reach.
Yeah, you have
That
reach.
is a good point.
You can attack outside 5 feet, so they can't do opportunity attack.
That's right. Feather McGregor, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go up and you know what? Let's just shoot firebolt at him because it's a little bit
All
easier.
right, sounds good.
21.
21. Gosh, you guys are ridiculous. All right, roll that damage. Are you going to set another dead body on fire? Let's find out.
I want to look at him before I do this and say, slicer, no slicing, and do 4 damage.
That was literally all he had left. As this fireball slams in. I say fireball, sorry, firebolt, because fireball is a whole other thing. This firebolt slams into his chest. You watch as the ice that you had previously caught or put onto his body from your ice blast or whatever, ice bolt, melt away. But it turns into a horrific situation of red melting from his face, like the guy from Indiana Jones when he opens the Ark of the Covenant. There we go. Or the other dude that drinks from the goblet. Either one. His face just basically is melting. And he falls forward. His body's still aflame. Now you have 2 smoldering dead carcasses within this alleyway. Now that the combat is over, you look up to see your friend, Maki, who has the door wide open for the cart that had previously owned Mr. Pendleton. There's an unconscious driver in the front seat, and that's the situation that you're at right now.
Can I loot the bodies?
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, how much gold was in that pouch?
And semen.
In semen. Well, there was only one large cylinder of semen, so whoever
Yeah, we're
wants
taking.
to take...
Somebody take that.
Are you taking it?
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
can't
taking-
just let that go to waste. Are you kidding me? Come on.
You can sell that.
Okay, who's taking it?
I don't want to touch it.
It's in a cylinder. It's in semen.
Not in.
I'll take it!
All right.
I would
It comes
argue
from
that
a
most
cylinder?
semen is in cylinders.
That's true.
So you guys decided to double cross the slicer like tossed around before.
Decided's a loose word. I just felt like shooting him.
Oh, what? Something happened?
Sauce told me to.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. I figure we can get some more money. We kill him.
Hey,
We can blame him.
what happened to that rich guy?
I shot him.
Oh, weren't we not supposed to kill that guy?
I was distracted when we were told this. There was a really cool brat that was running around.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, and
Keto disappears into the shadows once again.
along with Rorick, and they're on a round now.
For those that are left, you root around in the bodies, and I'm going to tell you what you find. Why? In the
What?
world?
I also need my
sound
hand
of the
Yes, that's fine. Yep, absolutely.
nibbling going on in my ear. I'm like, I can't.
That's just the
I can't handle
ASMR,
it.
obviously.
I can't handle it.
Awesome. So
French
the rest of you
ASMR.
loot around in the bodies, and you find the following. Firstly, you find a card. It's a blue card with a horse insignia on it, and it says REG Official Horse Races. And on the back of it, it says, you have formerly been in... Actually, there's probably like 4 of these things. It says, you have formally been invited to participate in the REG Horse Races. Please bring this ticket to prove your invitation. So you have that. Additionally, you find the big bag of gold pieces, which has a total of 1,200 gold pieces in it.
Wow.
1,200.
1,200.
Who's holding on to that?
Well, we need to split it so that the rest of us can level up too.
I'll just let you
Just
just have
saying.
it.
Okay. There's also a ticket stub inside. It seems to be a ticket stub for a saddle cleaning at a place called Rawhide. So you know that there's a business. It hasn't been picked up yet. It's just the stub that you would turn in to pick up your cleaning. So you now have a stub that you could theoretically use to go pick up a something.
How much was my upgrade?
I'll have to get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember. Additionally, you check the guards. You find 3 hand crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
You find 3 javelins between these guards.
Can I take one of the crossbows?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
that something, Gary?
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the damage on
We'll
I'll
get to
look
that
it up
also.
for you.
1d6.
We're going to probably end the episode here shortly, so we'll do all this stuff like behind the scene. Additionally, on top of that, you check the slicer. You find a small card that says Marlowe the Slicer, in quotations, Larson, member of the Thieves Guild. And it's sort of like an ID badge of some sort. So aside from that, you also find, of course, he has a Morning Star, a Javelin, and chainmail armor, and he had a shield on his back that he never had a chance to pull out.
Is lost.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like the Morning Star if no one else is interested.
Okay.
what type of shield is this? Is
This is
better
an
than
actual... Well, yeah, this is better than your makeshift shield. This would be the normal +2, I believe, that a shield adds for if you're proficient, which I believe you are since you're playing a fighter. So
I will pick that up.
awesome. There's also the chainmail. I don't think many of you are able to use that, but I think you,
I don't think I'm
Keto.
proficient in any.
Yeah, Keto, I believe you are. Oh, he already is. Okay, well, you can.
I
Sell
could
it.
use an extra pair and sell it.
There you
Well,
go.
take
That's
2.
true.
All right. Anybody want the javelin?
I think I could use the chainmail. You could also sell it. I'm also a ranged fighter, so.
There you go. Either way. Okay. Who's taking the javelin? Does anyone want the javelin, even to sell?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm content with
The other hand crossbows.
seaman. I'll take a crossbow.
Okay.
Oh, those hand crossbows.
Go for it. All right. Put down hand crossbows. Other than that, like I said, the 1,200 gold pieces that you find kind of total. So there's a lot of it was in the bag, and then there's a little bit on the guards, and then a little bit on the slicer. Additionally, you have that ticket, or not ticket, but invitation. You also have the ticket stub, whoever wants to hold on to that. And you have the identification badge that the slicer had that made him a member, an official member of the Thieves Guild.
when they're picking through this, Maki wants to keep an eye out. Was there any sort of, we have those bronze badges. Is there anything like that Lord Pendleton would have?
Oh, yes. Absolutely there is. Sure enough, you find, yes, a bronze badge with a small gem on the inside of it in the center. It is a yellow gem.
That's the same
I'm
as
glad
mine.
you mentioned that. That's right.
Maki's going to pop
You
it
shall
back
address
in.
me as sire
right.
from now on.
Sounds good.
Sire.
The one that you pull off of him looks a lot nicer and newer than the ones that you guys had found previously. So, just something I'm going to put out there.
If we check the other, like the guards, do they have badges too or not?
They do, yes. Theirs look a little bit older, a little bit more kind of worn out. They are in copper, as opposed to this one, which is actually gold. Their copper sort of badges all have a sort of dull gray gem inlaid in the center.
Okay, I collect their badges as well, just
All right.
to add to our collection.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that will be important later. So, awesome. All right, with all of that, I think we're going to close out the episode for today. You guys have successfully finished the Slicer's job, as well as the Slicer himself.
In more ways than one.
That's right. That's right. Awesome. Be sure to tune in next time for another episode of The Criminals of Isla Numus. Thank you so much for listening to Criminals of Isla Numus, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast set in a homebrew world created by me, Skylar Gorsuch. If you've been enjoying our show so far, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever it is that you're streaming from, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else that podcasts can be streamed. Or just check us out on our website, sessionzeroheroes.com. Additionally, if you enjoy Coin, you might enjoy some of Session Zero Heroes' other shows, such as our Benders and Brews and Avatar Legends Actual Play, where we jump into the world of Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra using the Avatar Legends system created by Magpie Games. Or one of our various one-shots, which we are currently coming out with, where we use a variety of games and TTRPG systems to tell a variety of fun, exciting, emotional, and hilarious stories within our group. We have all sorts of other content that we highly recommend checking out within the SZH channel, and more to come in the future. To find out more about what we do at Session Zero Heroes, and to keep up with a lot of the other content we produce and be made aware of future projects, shows, and content, be sure to follow us on social media on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Discord. These are all great ways to get in contact with our team, as well as to keep up to date with everything that we're creating and working on. We'd love to see you there. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to stay curious, stay heroic, until we roll again.